Welcome to the GAMERamble video review for Penumbra Black Plague, narrated by me, DarkCloud. As always, the full text version of this review can be found on the GAMERamble website linked below. Also, please keep in mind that this review was originally published in 2008. The TLDR is that Black Plague focuses on the best parts of the original game, the creepy atmosphere and physics-based puzzles, while trimming the worst parts, the combat, making it a better overall experience. Playing the original is still required to make the most of it, and it's a little on the short side, but it made us jump quite a few times, which is commendable. Gameplay receives an 8 out of 10. Removing the combat elements from the game ramped up the atmosphere considerably. Graphics receives an 8 out of 10. The game looks better and features more detail than the original. Sound receives an 8 out of 10. The game features solid voice acting and lots of creepy ambience. The overall score for Penumbra Black Plague is 8 out of 10. And now for the full review. Penumbra Black Plague opens with our protagonist, Philip, waking up in a dark room with some decidedly unfriendly footsteps approaching. Players of the original title, Penumbra Overture, will recall that Philip ends up in this predicament after trekking to Greenland to investigate a mysterious letter sent by his father. Newcomers need not worry though, as the events of the first game are revealed while playing. Black Plague continues where the previous game left off and leaves behind the confines of the secret mining base for a nice cozy secret underground research facility. That is, if you can look past the darkness, flickering lights, bloodstains everywhere, and monsters prowling in the shadows. And the rather nasty infection that is causing poor Philip to see hallucinations and hear voices in his head. If you spend your time in the original game killing every monster in sight instead of fleeing, you are in for a shock this time, as Philip can no longer fight back. We don't know if it was the bump on the head, or the monsters wising up and hiding every single gun or axe in the facility, but your only defense is now darkness. The fact that you cannot look at any enemies while hiding in the shadows, or Philip might panic and draw their attention, adds another layer of tension to an already atmospheric game. Where previously you could simply whip out a gun or axe and kill your assailant, this time you'd better run and hide when spotted. Since combat was easily the worst part of the original game, we had no issues with frictional games axing it for this installment. The bulk of the game consists of creeping around the dark environments and solving puzzles to progress. Most of the puzzles are physics-based, such as getting around or over obstacles by making use of the environment. Puzzles are realistic and logical for the most part, although there are a few dream sequences where things become a bit more obtuse. Scattered throughout the facility are files that chronicle the events that took place and the mishaps that befell the staff. You're also spurred on by a survivor who claims to be able to help you with your condition. Black Plague is a title best played late at night with a good set of headphones for the best experience. The enemies and environments are creepy, but the suspense and atmosphere are obviously lost when playing during daylight hours. Since this is an indie title, the visuals are obviously not up to the standards of AAA titles, but there's a definite improvement over the original game. The voice acting is very good, and plenty of atmospheric sound effects keep you on your toes. The controls are good, and use the same visceral interaction with the game world that the original was known for. Grasping or pulling open drawers or doors with a mouse is much more immersive than simply clicking a button to perform the action. Operating some of the items at times can be a bit fiddly due to the physics, but overall we had a good experience. What we liked less was the checkpoint-based save system. You can manually save your game at certain spots, but saves are triggered automatically for the rest. This is to prevent players from simply auto-saving their way through the tricky bits, but we like the ability to save a game when we are ready to quit, instead of having to backtrack or forge ahead to the next save spot. The story is very engaging, but feels short, and the ending is rather abrupt considering that this was supposed to be the last title in the series. Actual survival horror games are a rarity these days, as established franchises such as Silent Hill, Resident Evil and Dead Space opt for more action-packed gameplay. As such, we can heartily recommend Penumbra Black Plague to players who want to experience what it feels like to be completely vulnerable and in danger when facing foes in the game. Thanks for joining me for this Penumbra Black Plague PC review. Remember to like, subscribe and share. Until next time.